Hello, you are watching my YouTube channel. I am your host Kamran Arshad. Today, I have invited a guest in this vlog, and I am going to discuss her life, her visions, her goals, and most importantly, her field. Hi, welcome. We are delighted to have Miss Sadaf Rabbani here today with us. Miss Sadaf, thank you so much for joining us today.
You're most welcome, Mr. Kamran, and thank you so much for letting me come to your podcast and speak with my people.
But before to get into this, before I dive into this, I want to ask you one thing that why did you choose the profession of education? Because there are a lot of things we have to change in the education sector. If I talk about the politician when they go for votes to the people for getting votes, they raise slogan that we will change this education system. But unfortunately, we are in that era, we are living in digital era, but the education system we are living with that it's not efficient as we expect. So why did you choose education system, and what is your motive to choose this profession? Basic question.
Kamran, this is a very basic question. Almost everybody asks me that why did you choose to be an educator? Uh, but at this age and stage, I can say this was the profession that chose me. I was not a teacher by choice. I was a teacher by chance.
Hmm.
Or as you know that in Pakistan, there are most of the times the females in their homes are only allowed to become a teacher, even though I have done my master's in information technology.
Hmm.
I'm a system analyst by my qualification when I was ready to be launched into the market. But because of my little baby, the only option I had was to become a teacher, and I joined my career as a playgroup teacher. So it was quite of a experience to be with the little ones when you are, a system analyst and you're dealing with computers and systems, and then when you are sent inside a classroom full of young minds and the naughty ones. So it was a little bit of, it was quite a challenge, but Alhamdulillah, I went through it. And then eventually, after 6, 7 years of being in the same profession, then I thought that I'm meant for this profession and I continued with it. So this is
But
why I chose to be a teacher.
but the question is that you haven't chosen education sector by accidentally. You have chosen by your will, right?
Yes, once when I realized that being in this profession has so much potential in it, and what the education lacks in Pakistan, the way we are thinking about the education, it's not like that. Because Pakistan se pehle, when I was in my childhood, in my school ages, my early schooling is mostly from abroad. I have studied in Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq. So when I came back to Pakistan and I went to these local schools here, I was shocked to see that everything was a cramming culture. And my teachers were asking me to memorize things. And I used to ask questions in the classroom during session that why do I have to learn it? Let explain me and I will learn it and I will know it and I will write it in my own words because I was very good at writing in English. And the teachers were saying that no, whatever is written in the book, if it is not copy paste in your examinations, you will be failed. And I experienced that challenge. So when I joined this profession and I went through, becoming a teacher, and I saw the problems and the issues, and then when I made my mind that yes, I am going to stick with this profession, then I moved on to my further academic studies. I did my MPhil in leadership, education, leadership, and management, and now I'm proceeding with my PhD in education
That's
because
great.
I think
Ma'am, actually, I
yes.
want to share something to you because I got a report from the education sector, and unfortunately, when I review the report and I see some of the points they have mentioned there, so Pakistan education system, if we talk about our university culture, if we talk about a college standard, if we talk about the school system we are giving to the kids or a child, right? So the number we got is 234th. Did you see that?
Yes, yes, I know.
So we are
We
living in
have the
2025,
worst.
ma'am. So I will ask you, I
Ji,
would
ji.
like to ask you because you are the educationist, and it will definitely help for those who will see this podcast, who will watch this podcast, and they will get some things which can be helpful for their, especially if we talk about the career choosing, right? So we got the number of 234. Why, ma'am? And we are living in
It's
2025.
because
It means
we
we
have,
didn't have
yes,
done
this is the,
anything to change the education system or a teacher go to the university they just gave the lecture to the students and they come back, they will get some huge amount of a salary, and they go with their kids to the restaurants and they order burgers and all that, and they are enjoying their life. This is the education system we are providing to the nation. We believe they will handle the Pakistan problems.
Kamana, this is a very genuine question and a very concerned question in the academia. Your first question included that there are politicians who come for vote and they say we will change the education system, but intentionally, what we feel is that maybe the government now is taking quite a lot of initiatives, because since that EFA approach that we have signed, that we will give education to all, Pakistan has made a lot of commitments for the year of 2025 and 2030 that we will, upgrade our education system and will take initiatives and we will improve quality of education. But what we feel as academicians, that everything is happening in the papers. The documents, the paperwork, the policy, everything is happening in papers, and the institutions who are directly involved and they have to improve the work, they have to look forward to what is the future research and what is the future approach of education, that is lacking. Schools and universities and colleges, and especially the professors and the teachers, the ones who have concern about it, they can do nothing about it. And the ones who have the authority and they are able to implement it in the policy level, yes, there is a lot of improvement, but still we are far, far, far behind of the Western world, especially in the South Globe. We are the one in the bottom line. We are even worse than Nigeria when we talk about the education system. But if we see around us, India was with us, but has improved a lot. We can see every high post internationally, there is an Indian sitting. Recently, there have been a lot of improvements and a lot of investment in the AI education in India.
You know what? If you are
Similarly, we
talking
have
about the
Bangladesh.
specific India and India's population, the person who drives the rickshaw, he is able to speak in English.
Yes.
But if we have the students who have graduated from any government university or a college, he doesn't know how to speak in English.
Because I think when you are language, English is a language, and no language can be learned through textbooks and cramming.
Ma'am,
To
actually, I'm not
speak a
talking about the
language,
language perspective. My question is that I am talking about the environment they have provided to the students.
yes, this is what
Sorry
I'm
to
saying.
interrupt
The
you. You are
environment
very
they are,
senior to me, but I am actually at the position where I can raise some questions to be helpful for the people who will watch this podcast.
yes. Yes, I know. The environment is made in a school or in an organization through the adults over there. Children do not make the environment, the adults make the environment. When we go to private schools, when we go to private colleges and private universities, there they have a certain standard to maintain the quality. And to maintain the quality, they have certain SOPs that everybody has to follow, especially
Good
when it
point.
comes to spoken English. When you know they go to private schools, when you send your children to private schools where there is fees of 20,000 and 30,000 per month, the school administration and the leadership makes sure that these 6-7 hours with the children are in the school, they are only communicating with each other in English. They are not using Urdu or any other local language, because it is not discouraging them from Urdu and their regional language like Punjabi and Pashto. It is to give them a constant environment where they're all talking in the same language and the children are coming across with new vocabulary words every day.
Ma'am, actually, this is your field, and you know very well the point I am going to highlight with the dignity or with bravery. The point is that if you are studying in UK or USA, you cannot get the degree until you have spent some time with the research and development, right? But if we talk about the students who live in Pakistan and who are studying, who have been studying here, they will go for the research and development when they will get admission in MPhil.
Yes, yes.
Right?
The culture. It's the
Yeah,
culture.
it's the culture.
It is not
You
in the
cannot get
curriculum.
the degree on USA until you have spent 2 years there in research and development. And we are zero in research and development. That's why we use social media just for entertainment. We use these platforms just for entertainment. We expect everything and anything from anyone just for entertainment. We take things very lightly, and we always seeking for liberty. Am I right?
Absolutely right. And it is actually the attitude that we need to work on. Uh,
Exactly.
when you talk ab- when you talk about education system, this is why following the national curriculum is very important. Kamran, from your platform, I would like to raise a question to the audience and to you as well. If we are following multiple education systems like IB, like CIE, like high school in Pakistan, do you think Americans and the Britishers will follow your education system there?
Never.
No, they will not,
They will
because they
not waste
want to
their time.
develop. Yes, they will not waste their time because the population they are educating is the population of their own country, which is going to grow and develop their own city or their own
Another
countries.
thing, ma'am, another thing I would like to highlight in front of you. We have the education system. We have that education system in which we have three parts. First is that English medium Cambridge International Education System. Second is Urdu medium education system. Third is madrasa education system, right? The kids, the children who are studying in Cambridge education system, they will get motivated. They will get some new opportunities where they can perform well, and they will become bureaucrats and politicians as well. And the kids who are studying in Urdu medium education system, definitely they have less opportunities to get that. They are not aware what is happening in the country, and they are actually have no interest to think beyond the box. They will always follow what their teacher tell them, inspire them. They will follow that path. And third education system is madrasa education system. They are not aware what is happening in the country, and you are not being able to speak even a single word about them, that they have to change them. Might be there can be the kids who are more than intelligent, the kid who are studying in Cambridge education system, they can become judges, they can become bureaucrats, they can become, they can join army, they can become chief of army staff, but they have less opportunities. People know that school, if we talk about the school management or the politician, they are aware what their problem is, but they are not willing to fix that problems.
Yes, Kamran, you're absolutely right. And if you see at these three segregations in the system, students who are studying in the Cambridge, they mostly grow up and they complain that there is nothing for us in Pakistan, so we have to go abroad. And Pakistan is currently facing a lot of sway deficiency because of the brain drain. So many qualified art professionals are leaving Pakistan because of the same reason. Because when they study from a higher standard, they cannot implement that. And we do not have those high qualified seats and positions, and there are no job opportunities for that sort. Meanwhile, our bigger chunk, the Pakistani children, the Urdu medium children, the children who are actually the root of this country, they are only aware of the content which is written in the textbook. They learn it, they memorize it, they write it in the paper, and the next day they forget it. So recently, the Pakistani government is taking a lot of initiatives. If you look at the Federal Ministry of Education, if you look at KP, if you look at Kashmir Textbook Board, they're taking a lot of initiatives to bring this SLO-based conceptual learning and examination system. And the
Hmm.
basic purpose of it is that to unite everybody on the same platform. But because of that 18A, जो हमारा article है, because of that, and 25A, uski wajah se there is still a lot of gaps between. But Sindh has done a lot of improvement. There is research happening in Balochistan also. And when you were talking about the research culture, yes, research should be something which should start from the grade 4 or 5 on a little smaller projects. This is why the Cambridge system or the private schools are prevailing and successing,
Hmm.
because with the passage of time and with the growth and improvement of education system overall, and because they have to meet the international and global competition, they improve their education system every 2 3 years and bring new things in their education system. Their classroom gets updated, their teacher gets training, and the materials they use in the classroom. So they bring healthy changes in their classroom. This is why the private sector, either it is school, college, or university, they are flourishing, but the government sector is still far behind.
All right, let's hope for the best, ma'am. Okay,
Inshallah, yes, we are.
Ma'am, in today's fast-changing job market, what skills do you believe are essential for long-term career success?
Okay. A very good question, Kamran. If we look at the World Bank Forum's core skills required for 2030, there is a chart available on the internet, and there's an entire report also available. You can go through it as well. That chart says that the core skills are going to be all those skills which are the core of being a human, like empathy, compassion, sympathy, creative thinking, critical thinking. Now, when we talk about, let me take an example. For example, critical thinking. If we look at the word critical thinking, that means we think critically, right? But
No,
this is
if you're
also a
talking,
skill. It has
if you
to
are
be done.
talking about critical thinking, the word, we are not aware.
Yes.
We just remember the spelling. That what is the spelling of critical thinking? Because no one
Yes.
is here to train the people that how to think beyond the box. What is critical thinking? People are not aware of
Yes.
that, man. I'm really sorry for
Yes.
that.
Yes. You're absolutely right. And critical thinking starts from the very early age. It starts when you are 3 years. Every born child is a critical thinker. You know why a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old is always asking question. What is this? What is that? Can I do this? Can I do that? Because he and she is developing their critical thinking. But once they come to school, we tell them to keep quiet, sit down, do as I say, write as I say, and we start killing that the part of the brain which needs to be developed for critical thinking. And when they grow up and they go to work, or they go to university for research, they have absolutely no muscle developed for critical thinking. Critical
Exactly.
thinking is a complete process. And for critical thinking, you need to think about one thing from so many angles.
Hmm.
Thinking is just like developing your muscles. We go to the gym and we
Analyzation.
do
It is
muscles.
actually,
Yes,
yes, analyzation actually where you stand. But if we talk about on critical thinking word, the teachers who are definitely who are supporters to the students, they are not aware or they are not well groomed. They don't know what is professionalism, how to read
yes,
the books, how to develop the skills in a student, because they are responsible for all the students. If they have 30 students in the class, they are responsible for every student. Everyone cannot be the same. Everyone cannot be the perfect. But teacher responsibility is to get them, to provide them knowledge, and to provide them that skills they are in their class.
yes. And this is why all the good schools, you can say the elite schools, they have flourished in the last couple of years for their train because of the reason of the training department. All of these schools, they have a developed training department and they train their teachers regularly. Sometimes every month, sometimes every year, they upgrade them. And training is the only thing that is going to facilitate the teachers. Most of
Hmm.
us, Kamran, like you and me, when I go and interview teachers and I ask them that why did you become a teacher? You have done MPhil zoology and botany, and you're teaching grade 2 students
Yeah.
in while becoming a research. Yes, when you are becoming a researcher of zoology plants and you're studying plants, you have absolutely no idea what is a human brain and how it is functioning. And then when you're sent into a classroom, you think these students are also plants.
One incident uh, I remember. I would like to share to you. The point is that I went
Yes,
for
please.
an interview with a company, and they have interviewed me for at least 25 to 30 minutes. And after that, I got rejected. I asked why I rejected. They said you have a communication skills, you have a good confidence, English fluency is good, but your accent is not American. I said, if I live in America, they will get me the job if I have a confidence, and they think if they think that I have the capability to do that job, they will not look for that accent. But in Pakistan, if Pakistani go for a job interview and if he doesn't have the American accent, he cannot get the job. So
Yes,
wherever the students go, they people demotivate them. I'm sorry to say, but it's true. I'm not talking about my story.
this is
All
true. It's true.
everyone is taking taking them very lightly, and they demotivate them. But motivational
Yes.
speaker says you have to motivate you, and the motivational speaker, if you talk about that, they will charge
Yes.
a huge amount just to say that money doesn't matter.
Yes, absolutely right, Kamran. This is a fact, by the way, that people are making a lot of money to talk about motivation because we people lack motivation and we do not have a general culture of appreciating each other. Like, for example, let me give you a little example here, to referring to the interview example you just gave me. Where does this accent come from? आपको पता है, like there are in our schools there is a lot of conscious effort to teach children phonics, right? Everybody is talking about phonics. Now what are phonics? Every language, for example, you are a Punjabi speaking, I think you speak
Yes,
Punjabi, right?
yes.
I also am. My origin is also from Punjab. I'm a Lahori girl and I
Pakke
speak Punjabi
Lahori.
also. Pakke Lahori, yes. When we are in a culture, Pashtun living in a KP area, Sindhi people, everybody has a certain accent and a similar accent. When you will listen to two Pashto speaking people, you will think they're talking the same thing. Why? Because these muscles, our facial muscles, they make our accent.
Really?
It is not, yes. These are the technical things that we do not teach our teachers. Our facial muscle movement, they make our accent. Now, if you keep this thing in mind, and when you look at a Britisher talking, they talk within their cheeks, and some of the voice comes from down here. But when you talk about Americans talk with the front of their mouth and they open their chins a lot. So
What is
you
my
can
accent?
switch from, your accent is Punjabi accent and so is mine. Because you have been speaking Punjabi all your years and your facial muscles are used to move according to the practice they have for so many years. So wherever you are teaching phonics and when you are learning a new language, your facial muscles are also learning the language, the sounds, the phonics, the movement of the inner tissues and the vocal box. So when we are teaching phonics to little
Yeah,
kids, we
you are
make sure.
saying that everyone can practice that, and everyone can work
Yes, it's a
this
skill.
technique. This is
It's a
only a
skill.
medium. Language is a medium to communicate to communicate the
Yes,
people
yes,
and convey the message, right?
yes,
Ma'am,
yes.
let me ask you some personal question. What do you do for fun
Yes,
when
please.
you get a time?
What I do for fun, I
Yeah.
read. I read a lot of books. I watch documentaries and I watch English movies. I listen to English music, most of it. I also listen to the other music also, but I mostly am a book reader and I prefer to watch documentaries and science and fact-based and true stories. The novels, I watch that.
You are a very busy person, as much as I know about you. So,
Yes.
how do you usually keep in touch with your friends and family?
Uh, Truly speaking, I do not have any friends now. I've
Really?
made myself so busy. Yes, I do not socialize much. Yes, I meet people. I meet
That's why
people
you
who
are
are
very
related.
happy because I get some positive vibes from your side that you are alone and just enjoy your company and you are.
Yes, I think I am so much full of so many wonders inside me. Allah Mia gave me so many different talents. I am every day learning something new and exploring myself. So I think the more I try to understand and learn about myself, I feel more happier. And I think it's better to be away from the social media, with social talks, because everybody these days, we recently have seen so many incidents on the social media,
Hmm,
some people dying, some accidents,
hmm.
some video leaks and all these problems. You never know what happens and who can turn out to be your enemy anytime. So it's better to, be more focused and be positive towards your own learning and development.
Miss Sadaf Rabani, thank you so much for joining us today. It was really wonderful having you here and learning from your
You're most welcome.
experiences. But before I wrap
Thank
up
you
this
so much.
interview, I would like to ask you, is there
Yes.
anything else you would like to share with our audience or any message you would like to leave them with?
Yes. I would like to say to the people who are listening to me and watching me talking, please be positive. Do not always look at things which are not happening. Look at the good and brighter side of life. It is good for your health, and it is good for for the society also. We need to work on our emotional well-being. Using social media, comparing ourselves with other people is actually a root cause of a lot of problems which unintentionally are becoming a part of our life. We are comparing ourselves, our families, our financial situation, our jobs, our children with other people, and that is creating a lot of problems. So once we learn that whatever Allah has given us is the best and we have to take the full use of it, then we will be more content. And gratitude is, what Allah Mia has asked for, कि आप शुक्र अदा करें कि आप जैसा जो है या आपको जो कुछ मिला हुआ है, कितने लोग उसका ख्वाब देखते हैं. So this is my message for everybody.
People in Pakistan have B positive blood, but they are not positive in thinking.
Yes. Because they think most of the time, they think about their tummy, right?
Yeah.
Aaj kya pakaye, aaj kya khaye. They don't talk about, what we learned today. There is less conversation about people with each other about learning. What did you learn today? What was new? What was the new experience? And plus, we are not ready to accept that we can make mistakes and failure are a part of improvement. It takes you to success. People don't want to fail.
And everyone knows that how to own the things. We don't own ourselves.
Yes, we don't own ourselves. We are not taught this.
Yes. Ma'am, any message
हमें
or any
सिखाया नहीं
suggestion
जाता.
for me?
For you?
Yeah.
For you is that you keep up the good work. आप बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हो. और जहां तक आपके उन्होंने एक्सेंट की या उसकी बात की है, तो आपने इस बात से बिल्कुल भी डिस्करेज नहीं होना. Keep practicing. I told you, talking and speaking is a skill that your body learns. So practice your facial muscles, learn phonics, be confident, keep smiling, stay hydrated, and stay safe.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was wonderful having you here. And definitely today I've learned a lot of new things, specific the education sector, the problems we are facing, and how can we come out from that problem. And thank you so much once again, ma'am, for your time.
You're most welcome.
I'll definitely invite you for another episode with different questions because you have a lot of potential. Sure. So I will definitely disturb you for another episode soon.
No problem. Anytime. For my people, anytime. Do you know, Kamran, that these workshops that I'm doing recently, I'm doing them free of cost. I'm just helping people to work with their confidence, to work on their spoken language, to work on their thinking and their critical thinking. I'm not, I'm not charging any money. Why? Because I want to tell them that these are the things we need as humans. We need to give it and share it with each other. If I have learned through hard experiences in my life, then why should I not share my experiences and let people help in that manner? So yahi hamara kaam hai, inshallah.
If I get a chance in a life, I would definitely love to meet you.
Sure. We'll meet. No worries. Inshallah.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Once again, have a lovely day. Take care. Allah Hafiz.
Take care. Thank you so much, Kamran. Thank you so much. Stay blessed. Allah Hafiz. Allah Hafiz.